Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. Okay, let's do some stuff to this new 2013 Z06 that I got a few weeks ago. Here's what we're going to do today. I've got my autocross wheels on there, CCW rims and Rival S tires, and in the back this still has all the stock studs on the hubs. So in the back, because of the offset of these CCWs, I'm not getting quite as much thread engagement as what I'm comfortable with, and here's why. Stock studs, I told you that. And in order to clear the caliper, I had to put a 1/4-inch spacer in there. So that's just the way it is because of the way this wheel is built. I mean, the way this rim is built. I'm going to go down to a 1/8 spacer. 1/8, or I don't know, maybe it's millimeters. Let me see. No, it's inch. 1/8 inch spacers. And that will give me, I think, a couple more turns and I'll be good on my thread engagement. I'll be happy with that. Now in the front, I've got plenty of thread engagement. I still have the stock nuts on there. I'm going to take them off, but I've got rub on the inside here on the fender liner. Not a whole lot, but a little bit when I'm at full lock. And I think I can get rid of that by taking my 1/4-inch spacer from the back and sticking it on the front here. And we'll see how much thread engagement I've got. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But I'm going to take those nuts off. And I have some new titanium K-Tech lug nuts. I put them away in the other garage, but I'll go and get them, and then we'll get the car up in the air, gun off these wheels, and get going. Oh, here they are, right here. Something interesting Froggy just noticed, and I'll pass it along. These little, you wouldn't even call it a lock nut, but these little retainers here, they're for original factory manufacturing. It just holds this, it holds the disc on as this car goes down the assembly line before the wheels get put on it. So it's very thin, and it's steel, I guess, but it does have a certain amount of thickness to it, a millimeter maybe, I don't know. If you're putting a spacer on, guess what? There's no accommodating carve out or what's the word I'm looking for? Relief. There's no relief there. So it's actually going to ride high here and here and flat everywhere else. So you want to take those off if you're going to use a spacer. And also, by the way, these CCW rims do not have any relief hole cut into the back of them. The original ones do, and I'm not going to show it to you because, well, hold on. Alright, these are originals off of my C5 Z06. These are the commemorative rims that I'm selling, actually. But see the relief that's cut out there? Okay, you don't get that on the spacers, and you don't get that on CCW rims. So, bottom line, pop these off. Get a little screwdriver, chisel, or something under there, and just pop them off. They serve no other purpose other than original manufacturing procedure. See, I just pried underneath it, and now I'm just twisting it off like a nut. That's all you have to do. Okay, pay attention. Froggy has something important here. So I've got the 1/8 inch spacer on there, and this is with my CCW rims, And the clearance problem is right there at the trailing edge of the top control arm is, yeah. I'm trying to move it. Well, I can move it when I've got both hands on the tire on the outside, but that's where it's hitting. So forget about it. A 1/4 inch instead of an 1/8 inch is going to be the deal. I've got the lug nuts pretty tight, and let me see if I can move it for you here. Oy. No, I can't. But I'm going to put the 1/4 inch back in there and check that spacing. Oh, by the way, these K-Tech lug nuts, forget about using your 6-point impact sockets on there. These are 12-point, haha. So it's a 17 millimeter. I'll have to get some new 12-point impacts if they make such a thing. Anybody know of some deep 12-point impact sockets, 1/2 inch drive? Please post it on the thread. Well, focus camera. There. I'm trying to get you guys a focus. Alright, well, go with that. So now it's clearing just barely there. Alright. Right there, you can see it right in the middle of your screen. So I don't know. I think I might need a touch more than that for clearance, but the lesson, of course, is it's not just the caliper that you have to clear, it's the control arms too. Okay, so before you guys jump all over me, I realized that when I lowered the wheels down on the ground, I got a little more clearance, and I'm going to measure it roughly, and I'll tell you what it is. So unless I'm jumping off some hoop-de-doos and getting, the rear tires up in the air, which would give me full extension of the control arms, unless I do that, I might be all right. But let me tell you what I gained by putting the car down on the ground. So I told you this was a rough measurement. That's just a piece of cardboard folded. But I got about 8 millimeters, give or take. I also gained about 1.5 turns on the lug nuts. So I'm feeling, and they're titanium. So I'm going to run them up to about 95. I don't like to use the huge torque measurements that GM specifies. I think it's unnecessary and overkill, but you do what you want to do. Anyway, I think the wheels will stay on. Let's get to the front. I know what you're thinking. Now I could probably go back to the 1/4 inch spacer. But nah, really the answer is I need to get a little longer studs. So I'm going to call it good right there. Okay, so what we have here in the front is rubbing at full lock. Not really too bad. I mean, I can barely feel any groove there. Maybe a little bit there, I would say a little bit there, and that's about it. So, and you never go full lock when you're on the track or autocross unless you're in really big trouble. So I'm not much worried about this end compared to the other end. Have a look at the control arms, no rub marks there. I'm going to go lean underneath and look. I ran my hand all around the lower control arm. There's nothing there. So, nothing. I might leave this alone. I'm going to go the other side and count how many turns I have with the new tie lug nuts, and see what I got. Okay, plenty here. More than 15 or 18, so I'm not worried at all about this. So let me see what I do have in the garage for spacers to pull this out a little bit away from the fender liners. And this is a wide body, of course, so I have to, well, I don't think I have to worry at all about the tire rubbing out here. Those are, what are they, 315s? Yeah, that's it. It doesn't want to focus. Well, it says 315, take my word for it. Okay, these will do. These are 3/8 aluminum, I think. Yeah, aluminum. So that'll give me clearance off the fender liners, and I don't think it'll stick it out too far to hit the outer wide body fender of the car. If it does, I'll take them off. I'll just deal with the inner rub